Hello everyone, this is Here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Dragon Quest VI Realms of Revelation for the DS. Previously, through the shrine southwest of Howcastle, the party made their way to Clearvale in the Dream World. Apparently there have been sightings of a flying bed around here, but not recently. I wonder what could have happened. Now let's see what else we can find by exploring around this area. Well, hello Aristobats. Bring on the flame breath. Yes, these guys like to blind us. Goodbye, Aristobats. And Goowain reaches level 4. Our new Slime Knight ally. Milly learns Dazzleflash from Luminary. Congrats on level 4, Goowain. And Milly has just become a Luminary at the wannabe rank. And she has learned Dazzleflash. Now let's continue on. Well, well, a stairway leading down. We have some prickly pranksters and a toxic turnip. Goodbye, enemies. And Goowain reaches level 5. And Goowain reaches level 6. Nice going, Goowain. So Goowain has reached level 6. Now let's check out the stairway. Takes us back to the real world. It's getting hard to tell down from up. So we've been dumped in the middle of a poisonous swamp. Is this a dream or a nightmare? Going down that staircase was a hike and a half. My knees are jiggling like a pair of slimes. So we're in the lower world now, but I've no idea where. I confess to being somewhat disorientated. Is this terrain new to us or not? At times like this, there is no substitute for consulting a map. Well, in this world, there seems to be a town in the same location as Clearvale was in the Dream World. So let's check it out. Muddy Hands, Metal Slime Knight, and a Flython. Burn 'em up, Amos. Healing, huh? We'll see about that. They seem to have pretty high defense. Goodbye, foes. And another level for Goowain. He's glooping up those levels. Carver reaches the rank of Green Belt and learns Wind Sickles. Congrats on level 7, Goowain. And Carver, congrats on Martial Artist rank 3, Green Belt. And Wind Sickles. Thank you, Nevin. So, let's check this place out. I like the vibe here. It's just so authentic, you know? Is this the first time Old Amos has been here? This place really looks familiar, eh? Yes, it does, doesn't it? What ho! Welcome to Clearvale, friends. Yes, it is Clearvale. Clearvale, aye? Old Amos is having a little trouble getting his head round this. Oh yeah, this is all starting to make sense, come to think of it. Let's see what's shaking in this Clearvale. I say, have you heard the rumors about a terribly steep mountain known as Destiny's Drop? Can't say I have, sir. They say a swordsman climbed that mountain long ago, cut off a piece of the Crag of Courage at the summit, and took it with him. Crag of Courage, eh? Destiny's Drop? Wow, let's drop by someday. If it's time for a date with Destiny, Old Amos is ready for action. If that swordsman can do it, so can we. If we say yes, ho ho, I suppose that's the kind of knowledge one picks up when traveling the world. Now the inn. Hello, sir. 105 again, certainly. Thank you, sir. Any treasure around here? One treasure. I bet it's in here. Oh boy, another set of rags. Deja vu. Hello there. Golly. Well, well. Hee hee hee. Do try and resist the temptation of peeking at me in the bath. I'll see you later, eh? Hee hee. Okay. Tee-hee, a middle-aged bunny girl, man. You sure were in the real world. Touch wood, we never have to witness anything like that again. Avast! What was that thing? Let's go see. There seems to be some Tom Foolery going on around here. Anything upstairs here? One treasure. A set of Wayfarer's clothes. Another pitiful find. Hello there. Well, hello there. How about a little patty cake? Hey? Me, a man? Gosh, you are a one. Surely you've never seen a man this beautiful, have you? Hehehe. Yeah. I need to learn a spell that'll erase the last minute from my mind. That would be a fine-looking lass, if it were a lass. She ain't too ugly if you don't mind man hands. I used to be a dancer over at Somnia Castle. I came here looking for Tom Foolery the entertainer. I'd do anything to be his apprentice. Tom Foolery, eh? I heard he was in this town, but it turns out he ain't here. I'm gutted. Ooh, she's making me want to get into show business too. If anyone needs a laugh, Old Amos is always on hand to supply jokes, shapes, and joviality. All the way from Somnia, that Tom Foolery must put on one heck of a show. Nothing in those drawers. Alrighty. It's never a dull moment with you, Heorot. Where was the entrance again? Right, where to next? Let's check out the west again. Yep, pretty much the same layout as the dream worlds. In olden times, all sorts of traveling entertainers would visit this town. One of them, Tom Foolery, was really rather good. The children would be ever so excited when he'd visit. But I suppose it's just not safe for entertainers to be traveling about in this day and age. We better do something about those monsters, otherwise, folks will just stay home and mope. Maybe I should introduce the world to the comedy stylings of Old Amos. But I wouldn't want to put this Tom Foolery fellow out of business. Tom Foolery, huh? I wonder what his act was like. Welcome to the item shop. Ah, the item shop, eh? I don't see much of interest, sir. Sorry. Anything in here? One treasure. My darling husband is so terribly kind, and he's got a first-class mind, too. I don't feel half blessed, you know. I guess this is what they call domestic bliss, huh? More lovey-dovey stuff, yeah. Someday it'll happen for me. I'm conducting research into people's dreams, don't you know? Dream research, eh? Why do people dream? What do dreams mean? Fascinating questions, one and all. One day I will unravel the mysteries of the dream world. I'm jolly well certain of it. Why do people dream? Easy. It's because they're asleep. When I'm all groggy in the morning, sometimes I can't tell if I'm in the real world or if I'm still dreaming. It happens to everybody, right? Right? Sounds like one big excuse to sleep on the job to me. And here we find another mini-medal. Delightful! We're up to 31. There's a book entitled A Slime Story, Part 6. Heorot takes it from the shelf and reads an excerpt. My name is Ooozo. My dream is for this name to drip from the lips of all the people of the world. Hello again, Ooozo. Lord Dripping Ooze had oft said, there are countless roads open to the open-hearted slime. With these words in mind, I squelched back to my home for the first time in 3 days since embarking on my epic quest. 3 days, really epic. With some trepidation and a fair amount of difficulty, I took up my new weapon, the pen. The words oozed from within, and before I knew it, I had completed the tome you now hold. I have no doubt that a slime story will make me the world's foremost literary slime. The end. Well, you seem to have found your calling at least. Oh, Alicia, I cannot fathom why you'd marry that scholar. Dash it all, he's old enough to be your father. Alicia, you were the woman of my dreams. Alicia made the right choice, if you ask me. I mean, what's with the sobbing? That guy needs to man up. Harsh, Ashlyn. No wonder she didn't choose him. He cries like a girl. So maybe that lad was too young for Alicia. So here's the shop. Nothing on this level. Mr and Mrs Tress are in the most terrible state. Matt was a jolly good lad. Matt Tress. I wonder if I could fulfill Tom Foolery's promise to the boy. A handmade badge of courage. But climbing Destiny's Drop would be impossible for someone like me. It's a dashed shame. Destiny's Drop? I believe you can find it nestled in the mountains just northeast of town. Destiny's Drop is northeast of here, I'm committing that to memory. I can't wait to get an eyeful of Destiny's Drop. I'm less keen on actually climbing the thing. What kind of badge did Tom Foolery promise him, I wonder? Hello, sir. Nothing new compared to the other Clearvale. Thanks anyway, sir. Ah, there's a girl up here now. One treasure up here. Nothing there. There we find 50 gold. What ho! Have you seen Matt around? I can't find him anywhere. He promised me he'd let me ride on the bed too. Humph! Did her friend skedaddle on her or something? A bed's not for riding on, it's for sleeping in. Well, that promise seemed a little inappropriate. For some reason, he imagines himself dressed in stately royal garb. Very fascinating. My little girl was chums with the Tress's boy, Matt. I don't have the heart to tell her that he's gone. I hate goodbyes, you know. When I say my final farewell, I hope there's a smile on my face. I wouldn't know how to break news like that to a little lass either. That's a tough one, Hello, Mr. Armor Shop Salesman. Again, it appears to be the same stuff from the other Clearvale. Thank you anyway, sir. It's a jolly good show that my son's got himself a wife, but now I feel like a gooseberry in my own home. If only I could find a spiffing young girl of my own, all my dreams would come true. Tee-hee, I hope he finds a ripe old Miss Right. Anything's possible in the dream world. That fellow's pretty spry for his age, Hello, milady. One doesn't reach this age without experiencing both good times and bad. But I'll tell you, there's nothing more heartbreaking than witnessing the death of those younger than yourself. Aye, Goddess knows I hate to see anyone die, no matter what their age. Oof. Well, I wish her good morning. She needs cheering up. Should I give her a hug? Matt couldn't leave his bed because of his illness, but he said he didn't mind at all. Can you imagine not being able to go anywhere? My, that would be simply awful. If it were me, I don't think I could put up with it. I couldn't imagine anything worse than being all cooped up. I'd cry myself to sleep if I were laid up like that. This Matt's a brave lad. Well, hello, doggy. Sniff. Arf, arf. Aw, that poor dog. I'm going to start whimpering myself here in a minute. Look at that pup. He's man's best friend to the end, and then some. That dog's smell. Wasn't there another gravesite somewhere with that smell? I do seem to remember that. Nobody home, Let's shove off. On to the next place. Maybe we should leave before we get mistaken for burglars. Oh, but first... there's a treasure in here. A seed of strength. Another seed to save for later. A bookcase. With nothing of interest. Nothing in those places. How about upstairs? And nothing up here either. And the door is locked. Oh well. Now let's go check out the church. Hello, church. Pastor, pray tell us, our son Matthew, do you think he was happy? From the moment he was born, he was bedridden with illness, and before he could arise, he was taken by the goddess. He was only 10 years old. I have a hard time believing he ever knew happiness. Come now, love. We shouldn't dwell upon such things. That's what the pastor said, isn't it? Even Matt's death at such a young age is all part of the goddess's plan, part of his fate. Only Matt himself can say whether that fate was a happy one or not. But... ahem. Pastor bedtime. If I may, there is no doubt that young Matthew's passing was a tragedy of the highest order. However, looking at the two of you, there is one thing I can be sure of. Any child who received that much love from his parents couldn't possibly have been unhappy. I have no doubt that Matthew felt your love for him, and that it brought him great happiness. Pastor. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you so much. Well, let's head home, love. We need to put fresh flowers on Matt's grave. Yes, of course, darling. Thank you, Pastor, if you'll excuse us. I hope to see you again soon. I shall pray for the goddess to bless you both. Past her bedtime. Matt Tress. There's a definite theme to this town. Talk about a sad tale, eh? We should lay a wreath for this poor Matthew lad. After hearing all that, I know Matthew was happy. I'm sure of it. Now anything in here? One treasure. Mr and Mrs Tress come here every day to pray for their son Matthew. It seems they made some kind of promise to their son that they were unable to keep. I am sure if they could only somehow fulfill this promise, it would lift some of the terrible burden from their shoulders. Old Amos thought about telling a few gags to lighten the atmosphere. But it's not the right time. I wonder if this promise is the sort of thing we could help fulfill. A promise, I? What kind of promise, I wonder? Nothing there. There we find a Chimaera Wing. Don't really need these anymore. Over here, an empty pot and an empty barrel. Now let's go check in on the Tresses. My son Matthew, he always looked forward to Tom Foolery's visits to town. Tom was so fond of him as well. They were really rather chummy. Tom promised little Matt that the next time he'd visit, he'd give him a badge of courage. He said that if he were to wear the badge, made from a shard of the Crag of Courage, his illness would soon clear up. But that was the last we saw of Tom Foolery. He never visited again, and eventually Matthew passed away. He was so excited about Tom's visit and the badge. If only we could make the badge and put it on his grave. Oh, Matthew! I know. How about we make this badge for her? If Tom Foolery couldn't do it, then we'll do it for him. I've never mentioned it before, but I'm actually a dab hand at carving rocks. I'll show you my skills when we get to the Crag of Courage. So just chip off a piece of that crag to make a badge of courage, ain't that interesting? Oh, hello there. What business do you have here? I'm afraid we don't offer shelter for travelers or anything like that. When you realize Matthew lived here, it kinda hits you deep down, huh? Old Amos is keen on finding something that will help this couple out. That fella looks foul but seems fair, Sounds like something Samwise Gamgee said. So in the next episode, we'll head north to Destiny's Drop and try to find this Crag of Courage. This is Heyerotmania. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.